Hello everyone, this is Nephis here with another video to explore another thing seldom used by people in the Elder Scrolls Online. It's a very overlooked skill of the Templar Restoring Light class skill line, and it's called Radiant Aura. Now before we start this video, I'd like to give a shout out to the Asian God who's been featuring another video of mine similar to this that goes into how the set Powerful Assault works. His YouTube channel link is down below in the description for anyone who is interested in learning the mathematics and details behind how things in the Elder Scrolls Online work. Now, the current Radiant Aura was first introduced sometime in 2017 with changes accompanying its other morph Repentance, which we now know was limited to only giving stamina back to the user and not to anyone else. Radiant Aura did the opposite. The devs intentionally did this so, there's a Magicka morph and a stamina morph kind of thing. Now, it applies minor Magicka Steel in a 28 meter AoE radius to enemy targets, which means theoretically if your group or raid team was hitting everything that was affected by Radiant Aura, they wouldn't really need to worry about running out of Magicka. There were and are drawbacks to using Radiant Aura. When it was first changed, Radiant Aura had two bugs. The first bug was that only the caster or only one person in entire raid will be the only one getting the minor Magicka Steel from Radiant Aura. The second bug was that Radiant Aura would actually override Elemental Drain's minor Magicka Steel and Major Breach. After a fair amount of testing with multiple people and in raid, I've determined that the two mentioned bugs seem to have been fixed since then, and that everyone gets the minor Magicka Steel and Elemental Drain's Major Breach doesn't get overridden. However, the duration of the minor Magicka Steel does start applying once Elemental Drain's duration reaches 18 seconds, which is the maximum duration of Radiant Aura. There is, however, a noticeable lack of minor Magicka Steel in the normal debuff section of combat metrics. However, if you dig for it in your combat metrics report, you can clearly see that you are indeed still getting minor Magicka Steel, and this is just an issue with the add-on probably not recognizing Radiant Aura's minor Magicka Steel somehow, since people very rarely use it. Now currently Elemental Drain is the superior of the two options, as it does the same thing but also provides Major Breach, which is a lot of penetration, and damage in this game, damage in the Elder Scrolls Online is very penetration centric, which is why sets like Alkosh, enchantments like Crusher, and so on are very, very popular and even necessary to increase the damage output of your group. The only other thing that's different between Radiant Aura and Elemental Drain is the cost. There's absolutely no reason why any healer shouldn't be able to use Elemental Drain 100% of the time on the boss or whatever you want, as there is literally no cost to casting it. Radiant Aura, however, does. Now, the cost is almost like over 3,000 Magicka for this Templar right here. However, Radiant Aura also does give you minor buffs such as minor Fortitude, minor Endurance, and minor Intellect, giving you slight boost to your health, stamina, and Magicka recovery. So it's a little bit of a selfish skill, but not a terrible one at that if you do slot it. So now let's explore the realm of possibilities for Radiant Aura. When we should use it and when we shouldn't as Templar healers. So far, the only place I think it may be worthwhile using in Veteran Cloudrest, as you can just apply minor magic, is Veteran Cloudrest, as you can just apply minor Magicka Steel to all the spawning mechanics, including orbs, creepers, and shades. While they might not get Major Breach from Radiant Aura, that is fine. So already this is a sort of prerequisite of using Radiant Aura, which is that you should use it when there is no real need for the Major Breach from Elemental Drain. While it would be nice to have Major Breach on every single thing, on every single orb in Veteran Cloudrest, it's sometimes impossible for one of the healers to do so, to apply Elemental Drain to every single thing, depending on the difficulty level of that specific trial, whether it's +2 Reliquant and Sororia or +3 Hard Mode. It's more important to keep Elemental Drain up on more important priority targets like the boss or mini bosses, as it's a guaranteed penetration. However, it's important to note that casting Radiant Aura can still be beneficial for your group members that'll still be killing those orbs and creepers and other targets anyway. In other trials that have a lot of trash, like Sanctum Ophidia, I can sort of see an argument for the usage of Radiant Aura there. However, I would say that there's no point to using Radiant Aura in most trash instances, as Elemental Drain should usually always be on the priority targets like Overchargers, Sun Eaters, Trolls, Wawas, or what have you. We also have to remember that you're not getting Magicka back per target. You are getting it 300 per second. No matter how many things are affected by Radiant Aura or Elemental Drain, so in an AoE trash fight, it's kind of useless. And this brings us back to Veteran Cloudrest, where Radiant Aura can actually be useful since so many things can be spawning, especially the orbs during the fight, and they're all scattered around the room. And with Zamaja the Slow, and since they're not really stacked trash, and there's not always a guarantee of Major Breach being up on every single thing in such a Magicka heavy trial anyway, regardless of whether you run Radiant Aura or not, a DPS focusing orbs that have minor Magicka steal will be beneficial for their sustain. I would also note that due to the current meta of Stand Blades and Mag Blades being the best DPS, that there should also first and foremost be room for you as a Templar healer to run Radiant Aura. If not, I wouldn't run it, since those DPS, in particular the Night Blades, have inbuilt minor Berserk. There's no real need to keep up combat prayer either, so that's why you suddenly see a lot of healers run mutagen and other things that have replaced combat prayer in this game. So if you absolutely have nothing else to put on for Veteran Cloudrest or something and you don't want to do mutagen, Radiant Aura can be an okay substitute. Now anyway, that'll be all for this video. I hope you guys learned a few things from it. I certainly have. And most importantly, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, good luck on your adventures. Thank you so much.